The National Center for Education reports that about 3.7 million students are expected to graduate from high school this year. That's 3.7 million people who will now enter either the higher education field or the work field. Of those 3.7 million, they estimate that about 69% of them will go on to higher education, which is amazing, and I'm all for it. But that still leaves about 1.14 million graduates not going with a higher education route. And so what I want to talk about today is what we do with them, because that's a lot of people, it's a lot of jobs, it's a lot of question marks for those 1.14 million students that graduate this year. So I want to address how we can help them and what we can do to better serve them. And I propose in this speech that we'll talk about how we can serve them in high school and better prepare them for a job field or a transferable skill that will prepare them for life after high school. And I hope that as I share that, you'll be able to think of maybe even more ways that we can come together and help our graduates as they're leaving high school and transitioning into adulthood. So, first I want to talk about that problem. And I'll start with my own example. In high school, I had a great time. I really did enjoy high school a lot. The problem was I took PE or weight training or any of those fun classes that get you up and moving. I took them too many times. And I realized that that is partly on me. But I'm not alone in that. I know that there's plenty of other students who find a class that they like that may be an elective, and they'll take it over and over again as many times as school allows. And what I've found is that when I graduated high school, I didn't have anything special to give as far as the workplace or with an employer. And I noticed that for me, I was already planning on going to college, so that was okay. But I often thought to myself, what happens if I wasn't prepared? Or what happens if college doesn't work out? What if it's not what I'm hoping it should be? And so that's what the problem is, that me, along with others, are feeling that there's no skill or there's nothing really that they have that they can take into a field. I've done a survey, and so far with the ones that I've asked, about 1 in every 5 students felt like they had a skill ready for the workplace outside of high school. The other 4 said that they felt like they could work in retail or in a shop and eventually learn, but they didn't have anything special that they could give or a field they could go directly into. And so I want to talk about how we can do that. And there's options. There's plenty of options. There's benefits to it as well. So my option that I would like to talk about today would be enforcing, or rather including, a curriculum that would not hurt the students but would rather benefit them. So let's talk about the students. Obviously, they have a lot going on. With sports, extracurriculars, we do not want to stress out our students. We don't want to push them. We don't want to drive them away. So how do we do that without stressing them out? Well, if they're like me and they're taking PE for the 10th time, maybe we backtrack that. We give them a graphic design class, an automobile class, a construction class. We implement something with the skills that our teachers already have in their different disciplines, and we provide the students with a class or two that isn't meant to pass or fail or swing their GPA, but rather a learning experience where if they show some effort, they'll get a decent grade, but above all, they'll leave that class, hopefully, knowing how to do construction or graphic design or something with cars, whatever it want to be. There's a wide variety of skills that we can give our students. You could go anything from photography into creative writing, editing, anything like that. The amount that we could provide is as great as our teachers' experience can expand, depending on the school. So that's what I would like to push. And the benefits of that are a student that graduates may be able to go on and not go receive a higher education, or have a job to save up for a higher education, or provide from a family, or get into an industry and work from there. The reason why I push for this very hard is because I've seen it happen. There was a student from my school that took photography. He took it very seriously, and over time he started to get really good at it. He graduated. He didn't attend college or anything, and then he started his own photography business. And as he started it, he started out small, and he just turned to the students younger for him and took their senior pictures and their graduation pictures. And over time, he started to get better and better and grow a reputation. And eventually, he turned it into a business, one that's successful in our area, and he's doing quite well for himself. I don't know if that's his career. I don't know if that's how things will end up for him, if he'll always do photography. But the fact that he had something and a plan as he graduated because of the skills he acquired in high school, or at least started there, are still benefiting him now. And so what I would propose is that there are too many benefits and little risk. Like I mentioned, we don't want to push our students, but we do want to help them. And we do want to make sure that they have something to take with them. Above all, I think if there's some that don't graduate or feel like they maybe won't add up, hopefully they take a class or two. And if they choose to drop out or take a different path, that the class they took when they were freshman or sophomore will at least give them an idea of what they want to do. And that's the last benefit that I can think of, is that someone who goes to college or higher education, if they take one of these classes, will better understand themselves and what they want to do in the workplace. Because if a student takes a construction class and does not like it, they'll find out that they don't like it. And they'll know that that's maybe not a field that they don't want to enter. So I think it better helps our higher education students as well, along with those that won't pursue that. So the reason why I'm pushing for that, obviously, is my own experience. But I think the benefits speak for themselves. And I think there are unlimited amount of options, especially as we trust our teachers and their abilities outside of the standard math, English, science classes, and apply what they do as well. And I think it'll better serve our students, for those that go into higher education, along with those that may just want to enter the work field out of high school. And I feel that a few changes that we make now could make the world of difference for students to come. Thank you.